Hello, this is a Star Wars Theology. There will be spoilers in this video. Hello, everybody. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I didn't like this episode very much. There's a couple of good things that I like about it, but overall, it didn't work for me. One of the things that I really like was when C3PO Cameo. They paid respect to royalty here, C3PO. So I'm very happy for Anthony Daniels here. Look at this.
I do not need to show you identification. I
Nice.
C3PO,
Very nice.
welcome. But why are you here?
honored.
Yeah, that's what very nice from Mathma to recognize C3PO cheese stands. That's very nice. And I'm very happy for this piece of the episode. I thought that it was going to be great because they were starting on a very high note. And I love this. So let's continue watching.
Chancellor, with respect, I am here on behalf of Senator Leia Organa. May I speak?
So see, I know that they try to save money here, but it would be nice also to have a little hologram Princess Organa there somehow, or a message, do something like that to add a little bit of extra nostalgia, especially for the original trilogy fans.
By all means.
Thank you.
This is the bright spot on this episode, definitely.
The Honorable Senator Organa has become aware of an unfortunate situation and wishes to present this data transcript, which she hopes may resolve the matter.
Yes, I wish that there was an extra video content to that transcript. That would be perfect. That would be easier for them to generate Leia instead of putting the CGI or deepfake. I'm glad that they did this with C3PO, but I guess if they added Organa as a kind of hologram, would be even better. But at least this part I'm happy with.
I object in the strongest terms.
I don't like that guy.
As I was about to say, the transcript shows that Senator Organa personally sanctioned General Syndulla's reconnaissance mission to Cetos.
Oh, nice.
Regret.
So yeah, so Leia is trying to help them, and I'm glad of that. And I'm telling you guys, this is the only bright spot of the episode for me.
The unaware that Senator Ziono had held a vote against such a mission. Without her,
This is preposterous. The court cannot admit evidence of this kind from a mere droid.
Oh, okay. That was funny. So I would say that that's all that I kind of like about the episode overall. I have a lot of problems with this episode, and I'm gonna go through that. After having a big high with Anakin's and Ahsoka interaction in the world within worlds, even though that we were not sure it was the world within worlds or a force vision, I was giving the series a benefit of the doubt here. I was hoping that there was more to it. The episode also shows a video with Anakin lessons or transcripts that he recorded for Ahsoka for the Clone Wars. We can see that in the episode. But I was really disappointed that there was nothing more than just that. As we see briefly here, Ahsoka is training, and suddenly we get the recording from Anakin. And it's nice, but it would be even better if you had
In
a
this war, you will
Force
face
Ghost.
more than just droids.
And you can go to the episode and
Sage Ventress, even
you can see everything.
You can face any one of them.
And you can see, you know, the whole recording and everything. And it's a nice touch. But I think I was wanting more. Force Ghost, or even a flashback to Luke and her talking about Anakin. That would be a nice touch there too. But we didn't got that in this episode. I don't think we're gonna ever get that at this point. We only have one more episode left, and we are running just out of time. That's why I'm a little bit frustrated with the series right now. There's a lot of wasted time on storytelling. We could have get a lot more, and I was expecting more, and that's where I am right now. Very conflicted about this. There's a lot of stuff that happens in this episode, but for me, the biggest problem that I have is the attitude of Sabine. Sabine, there's something about I like the actress. It's just the writing and how she's being portrayed even less mature here than what she was in Rebels. And that's one issue that I have. There's one thing here when she's talking to Ezra, kind of like disrespected the Return of the Jedi movie and the sacrifice of Anakin in a way. It was just thrown in our face. And we're gonna see that right now. This is the part that I'm have a problem with.
Thanks.
Just listen to this. The naughty, I kind of like.
About how much I've missed.
I like the naughty
Still trying to
species.
process everything you told me.
Yes, the
Battle
part
of
was
Endor.
okay. I'm okay with that.
Die.
That's what people say.
Okay, that's I have a big problem with that. Based on what we know from Turn of the Jedi and what happened with the sacrifice of Anakin did coming back to the light after being Darth Vader for so long, and he decides to save his son. I have a problem with the doubt that the Emperor is dead at this point. There should be no doubt. I know that we have the sequels, but this should not be a problem at this point in the timeline. The Emperor should be dead. The Star to exploded, and everybody knew that in both sides on the Republic and in the Empire. There should be no doubt. At least that's for me, and that's the problem that I have with this episode. As I mentioned before, the Return of the Jedi is very dear into my heart, and to me that kind of blew it up. So that's one of the big problems with this episode for me. The second item that I have problems with in this episode is the fact that they're basically separating Baylen Skull and Shin-Hati. We have this scene here. Basically, you're dividing these two characters that have been great together as dark Jedis. I have a problem with that. I was looking forward for them to be together.
One parting lesson, Shin.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Impatience for victory will guarantee defeat.
I'm gonna miss this character so much. It actually make this series better. I wonder, imagine that we didn't have Baylen Skull in this series, it would have been even worse. I gonna miss this character a lot. Yeah, it's too sad that they divided. I was looking forward for more. So let's see what happens on the last episode and see where they are heading with this. The only good thing on the series is basically severed here. Also, I was expecting more for the reunion of Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine. It was a little bit of lackluster how we get Ezra rejecting the lightsaber. The Jedi should never reject the foundations of their religion, their way of life. Lightsaber, there's the life of the Jedi, unless he's basically going into a different route as a light user. I don't understand that. It could be that I'm off with that. So if you can enlighten me on that, I'm open. So just leave comments on the bottom of this video and just try to help me understand that. But as Jedi's a lightsaber is their life because it's part of their religion. It's part of who they are. How to be a light user, how to be somebody better. So I'm a little bit troubled about that in here. Let's see what happens in the next episode if they clarify that. But I think we ran out of time here. Definitely completely run out of time and opportunities and misuse of the time and the characters that they had at hand here. Very disappointing. So in summary, I'm gonna miss these two characters being together, Baylen Skull and Shin-Hati. I was looking forward to seeing more development and continuing story as some master and apprentice, but not on the Jedi way. So it will be in a mid-dark, mid-light stage of Force users. So that was gonna be interesting, but we don't gonna get that anymore. I'm gonna need to see how I can cope with that. The characters were disappointed me too. I thought that he was gonna show more Force powers, just not holding a lightsaber with the Force and saying that the Force is my ally when you're rejecting the basics of being a Jedi. That is your lightsaber skills is part of being a Jedi. It's like a samurai. You're taking the katana out. I know that they knew martial arts, but the katana is part of their life. For me, this was pretty disappointing. Dave Filoni, I thought that you were gonna do a better job here. There was a big missed opportunity when C3PO arrived at the New Republic to show a hologram of Leia and hear her voice, even if it was AI generated. Not right now, AI it's pretty good generating a accurate voice from any person. So I don't think there's any excuse here for Lucasfilm to actually do a little cameo there just for the fans, a couple seconds, while C3PO is explaining what Leia was trying to tell the New Republic about the situation. It would have made that scene even better. I'm not saying it was bad because Anthony Daniels, his voice was great, but it would have made a lot more sense of having a hologram there if you cannot have a representation of Leia Organa. But that's not a big deal compared to the other stuff that I don't like from the episode. Another missed opportunity was to see flashback of Thrawn and Vader, or Thrawn and Anakin. As we know, we have a lot of content, even that this is canon. We have Star Wars Thrawn Alliance's novel, that is a canon novel. They could just use the material from there. There's no excuse, and that's what I'm also a little bit disappointed after reading all these canon novels and the content that we have from Thrawn. We have this image of Thrawn. I know he's older now. It's different. It was a missed opportunity. Very quickly could have been added to the storyline. It's not a big ask. So at least for myself, I was disappointed that it has not been explored more. We still have one episode, so I'm looking forward to see if they can actually capitalize on that and somehow put some extra material there, because we have a lot. There's no excuse for this. I will be looking forward to that last episode to see there's a little bit of hope in terms of what we can get out of Thrawn. Thrawn has been shown really good, but I know that he can be a better based on the content that we have from the novels. So that's just me. I probably a little bit nitpick here, but I think we deserve better. So lastly, at some point, there needs to have a better reference for Luke Skywalker, even if it's just by name. I know that we don't gonna get this here. We don't gonna get the legend level Luke at this point. Probably we're gonna get that in a second season, if they ever make a second season of Ahsoka, or if we get the Filoni's movie kind of like Endgame style. So hopefully at least his name gets mentioned, Master Luke, or at the end Ahsoka needs to think about what she's gonna do, or if I don't know, she gets stranded in that galaxy, she will be very limited. But I wonder if Luke Skywalker's name will be even mentioned. Very disappointed because she talked to Luke just before this series, right? Because now we know that this happened after the events of Mando season 2 and season 3. I was disappointed about that. Overall, this episode was not doing it for me. I'm gonna miss these two characters. Baylen Skull and Chin are separated from this point on. They're finding two different routes. I know that each one has his own destiny, I guess. I was looking to see more dynamics between these two characters. So after watching this episode, unfortunately, this episode for me was a 4 out of 10. I'm gonna be looking very closely in the next episode to see how this series ends. But for me, Ahsoka has been very average. For me, the high was episode 5 when we saw Anakin and the Clone Wars flashbacks, and that kind of hyped me up. But I think it was a false hope, because it kind of like after that we just went down, and that was kind of like the peak, and then we went down unless something happened in this 8th episode next Tuesday. I don't know. It's kind of like a overall disappointment that it could have been better based on the materials, and I hope that they utilize Thrawn better in the last episode. I need to see something big happening, and so I hope that there's a big loss for the heroes, because it should be, it should end up in a cliffhanger if you want to have, a lot of attention and a lot of talk, but they will need to do a lot of makeup in this last episode to make me kind of say, oh wow, it's a really good series. Like I always say, the truth is always available to you. You just need to go and find it. And remember, the Force will be with you always. See you on the next one, guys.